Under the golden canopy of an ancient jungle lived a young elephant named Ruhan. His ears were big, his steps heavy, but his heart was the largest thing about him. Ruhan was gentle, soft-spoken, and kind to every creature he met. Yet, there was one thing he never believed about himself, that he was brave. Every day, the animals of the jungle celebrated someone's special skill. The cheetahs were praised for their speed, the monkeys for their agility, the parrots for their cleverness, and even the tiny ants for their teamwork. But whenever someone looked at Ruhan and said, "Ah, you are big and strong," he only smiled shyly and replied, "Maybe strong, but brave. No, not me." Deep inside, Ruhan felt afraid of failing, afraid of making mistakes, afraid that he was not as important as everyone thought. One day, as the sun dipped below the horizon, a strange silence spread across the jungle. Birds stopped singing. Frogs hid underwater. The usual rustle of leaves grew still. Something was wrong. Even the wind seemed to whisper warnings. Suddenly, from the northern edge of the jungle, a loud, thunderous cry echoed. It was Zara, the little zebra who always wandered farther than she should. Her voice trembled with fear. "Help, please. Someone help me." All the animals froze. They knew that side of the jungle was dangerous. A deep gorge cut through the forest, and during the rainy season, its edges became slippery and deadly. The monkeys jumped to the trees in panic, the deer gathered their young ones, and the birds flew in circles, unsure what to do. Everyone heard her, but no one moved. Not even the lion, who usually roared fearlessly, could muster the courage to head into the darkness. Ruhan felt his heart pounding, louder than Zara's cries. His legs trembled, his mind buzzed with doubt. What if I fall? What if I can't rescue her? What if I make things worse? But then came a whisper inside his heart, soft, warm, and somehow familiar. If not you, then who? Before he could think further, his feet started to move on their own. One step, then another. Soon Ruhan was running toward the cries. The animals watched in astonishment. They had never seen Ruhan move with such determination. As he reached the gorge, the moonlight revealed a heartbreaking sight. Zara hung onto a weak branch at the edge of the cliff, her tiny legs dangling helplessly. The soil beneath her hooves was crumbling inch by inch. "Ruhan," she cried, "please don't let me fall." Ruhan's breath shook, but he pushed the fear away. "I'm here," he said softly. "Hold on. Don't let go." He stretched his long trunk toward her, but the distance was too great. The ground under him was unstable. One wrong move and both of them would fall. Zara whimpered, I can't hold on anymore." Ruhan's heart twisted. He knew he had seconds, not minutes. He stepped closer to the edge, despite the ground cracking under his massive weight. "Zara, listen to me," he said in a calm but firm voice. "You are not alone. I need you to trust me. Reach just a little more." His trunk extended, trembling with effort, and Zara pushed with every ounce of strength she had left. Finally, her hoof brushed against his trunk. "I've got you," Ruhan whispered. He wrapped his trunk around her waist and pulled. The earth beneath them crumbled, sending rocks crashing into the gorge. Ruhan staggered but dug his heels deep into the soil. His muscles strained, every part of him shaking, yet he did not let go. Bit by bit, he lifted Zara to safety. She collapsed on the ground, breathless and shaking, as Ruhan fell beside her, exhausted but relieved. Above them, the moon peeked through the clouds as if blessing the moment. Soon, the other animals arrived. They had followed Ruhan, but they were too frightened to step closer earlier. Now they stared at him with awe. The lion stepped forward first. "Ruhan, what you did today, none of us had the courage to do." The monkeys nodded. The parrots fluttered with excitement. The deer bowed their heads in gratitude. "You're not just strong," the lion continued. "You're brave, braver than any of us." Ruhan blinked, unsure how to respond. He wasn't used to praise, and his heart felt strange, full, warm, glowing like a lantern in the night. "I was scared," he admitted quietly. "But I couldn't let Zara suffer. Sometimes, doing what's right matters more than being fearless." Zara slowly got to her feet and nuzzled Ruhan's leg. "You saved my life. You're my hero." Ruhan lowered his head shyly, but inside, something changed. For the first time, he understood that courage wasn't the absence of fear, it was moving forward despite the fear. Days passed, and the story of the brave elephant spread through the jungle like sunlight. The birds sang songs about him. The monkeys acted out the rescue in their playful dramas. Even the old tortoise, who rarely lifted his head, told his grandchildren proudly, and that, "My children, is what true bravery looks like." But Ruhan didn't act superior or proud. He still helped the ants cross puddles, still held branches down for the giraffe children, still sheltered the rabbits when rain came unexpectedly. Only now, he believed in himself. One evening, as he walked by the river, he saw his reflection in the water. He stared into his own eyes, and for the first time, he smiled, not because he was big or strong, but because he finally knew the truth. "I am brave," he whispered. The wind rustled the leaves as if agreeing with him. From that day on, whenever danger struck or someone needed help, the animals didn't look for the lion or the fastest cheetah, they called Ruhan. The elephant who thought he wasn't brave became the symbol of courage for the entire jungle. And Ruhan, he never stopped being gentle, never stopped being kind, but now, he walked with quiet confidence. Because bravery had always lived inside him, he just needed a moment to discover it. The jungle learned an important lesson from him. Sometimes the bravest hearts are the ones that doubt themselves the most. And true courage doesn't roar, it simply steps forward when the world needs it. And so, Ruhan, the once shy elephant, became Bahadur Hathi, the brave elephant whose courage saved a life and inspired many more.